Hello, my friends. It's me, Dr. Janet Roark, the Essential Oil Vet, coming to you live from Central Texas. The heat wave here. Let's see. Oh, my Wi-Fi isn't working that good today. Hopefully this will work. Okay, so hi everyone. This is, if you are hopping on, I know it takes a little bit for you guys to see this, but if you're hopping on, let me know where you're coming from, where you're at right now, and what essential oil you're diffusing right now, if you're diffusing one. And if you have any questions, go ahead and post them in the chat. This is my normal weekly Q&A that I do every Sunday on this public page, answering your questions about animals and essential oils at 7 o'clock Central Time. So feel free to pop those questions over there. For those of you that are going to convention this year in September, I'm going to be doing a really fun not a Q&A, but it's a meet and greet on Wednesday before convention from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Radisson. So be sure to mark your calendars for that. And a couple of announcements here before we get started while you're typing up your questions. One is, if you missed the webinar that happened on Friday, which was essential oils for, well, it was basically just all about animal first aid, not just essential oils, but we talked about the inflammatory process with wounds and how wound healing happens, as well as what to keep in your first aid kit for animals and what essential oils can help, and which ones you want to have on hand, and which recipes you want to make up ahead of time so that you have them in case of an emergency. So Hi Faith from Hastings, Minnesota, Suzanne from Ohio, Tracy's diffusing Serenity in Ohio, Donna in Canada, Bailey is using Adaptive. So so good to see you guys here. Okay, so that particular webinar was amazing, and that was on Friday, and we covered a lot. And it was, if you missed it, it's okay. There's a replay, but you have to join the membership group if you're not in there already. If you're like, I don't want to do Facebook, whatever, we have an online membership portal that has everything in it, as well as a Facebook group. You can be in both. You can just be in the membership portal if you don't want to be in the Facebook group, although the Facebook group is pretty awesome. And I do Q&As there every Sunday at 6 p.m. too, as well as these webinars and all sorts of other fun stuff and getting your questions answered and all that fun stuff. So the membership group is incredible. It's very affordable at $27 for a whole month. That's less than $1 a day. And no commitment. So you can leave anytime you want. So if you want to do that, you can do that. If you're like, oh, I really like that, that's really cool, and you want to stay for the whole year, you can actually save $54 by signing up for an annual membership over at essentialoilvet.com/members. So that is how you get that particular webinar on first aid and wounds and that sort of thing, which is something every single animal deals with at some point in their life. All right, and we talked about when you need to go to the vet versus when you can probably try and work on it yourself. So that's the first announcement. The second one, or I guess the second one, because the first one was the meet and greet that we just found out about. We confirmed the location on this week. The second thing is that tomorrow, I'm so excited. We're starting our animal aromatherapy specialist certification course for July. So it's a 6-week-long course. It's pretty intense, so don't sign up if you're like, oh, I just want to listen to some videos and that's it. This course is not for you if that's the case, but if you really want to actually learn practical application of using essential oils with animals and become an animal aromatherapist, this is the class for you. and it starts tomorrow. So super excited for this particular round. We've got some awesome people in this one, some of my very good friends, and some really amazing animals, and there are already people are going live in the group and introducing themselves, and it's been really, really fun this weekend. So if you want to hop in on that, you need to sign up today because it starts tomorrow. It's essentialoilvet.com/animal aromatherapy for that particular one. So, all right, let's see if we have some questions now. All right. Andrea, fly spray ideas, oil combinations, any advice? So, oh yes, if you actually go to, here we go, I'll do this one, essentialoilvet.com/recipes. There is a fly spray recipe in there that's free for everyone. You can just go to that recipes. I don't have all my recipes in there. Obviously, I can't give you guys everything for free, or I would be living in a shoebox instead of a trailer. I'm in a trailer right now, but hopefully we'll be able to build a house someday. But I did give you the fly spray recipe for free on that website, so you can definitely check that out. Oh goodness, Miss Andrea. So I really like that particular recipe that I have on there. Angela, fleas on 11-week-old kittens. So the best thing to do is actually to wash them with, give them a little flea bath. Some people use Dawn dish soap. Some people use Joy. You can use the baby shampoo. Works really well if you have that handy. And then our repelling blend is actually very good. You just dilute it 1 to 3, so 1/3 of oil and then 2/3 of carrier oil for kittens that young. Michelle, Yeasty Beast, hello from Florida. So yeah, we actually have a webinar called Yeast in Beasts, and that is a really good one if you have questions about yeast in animals. Lyudmila, I am definitely butchering your name. I'm so sorry, friend. But my cat came home from surgery. How do you feed the cat with the cone? So what I would recommend doing is removing the cone under supervision when you feed it. And then as soon as it's done eating, put the cone back on. That's the easiest way to do it because cats have a hard time. They especially have a hard time eating with those things on, even if it's a soft cone. So definitely if you can remove it and then put it back on, and then do that a couple of times a day, to a couple 3 times a day, and let them eat. That would be really good. Hi, Anna, my friend from Michigan. Anna was my roommate for a little while, you guys. Okay. Brenda from Lima, Peru. That is so awesome. I don't know that we've had anybody from Peru on here before. That's so exciting for me. Okay, Stacy is diffusing balance and lavender. My pup keeps getting ear and urinary tract infections from going to the river. Any suggestions? So a lot of this has to do with diet. And I'm super big on food as medicine. I actually just finished my food therapy certification through the Chi Institute today. Working on my case study to submit so that I can officially be certified, but I finished all my coursework today and the quizzes and whatnot. So this is really big. So food is really important. Obviously, in Florida, everything is moist and damp and hot right now. And so giving foods that are cooling, like a little bit of aloe, and checking your protein source, make sure you're not feeding a hot food like lamb. A cooler food, something like turkey as a protein source might be more appropriate. Salmon is also pretty hot. So I would start there, and then we do have some oils that can help. So probably if it's a larger breed dog, like a lab or something like that, you can give one of the On Guard Plus soft gels once or twice a day to help with that. And you can use that as a preventive as well. And then lavender is really good for ears, and juniper berry is really good for the urinary tract. So those would be some good options as well. Lori, what oils can I use to comfort my Yorkie with a collapsed trachea? So the big thing with collapsed tracheas is you have to keep those dogs calm at all times. When they get excited, that's when they start breathing fast and hard, and that's when a trachea collapses. So very low activity levels, keeping them nice and calm. So the best way to do that is with our calming oils. So lavender, copaiba. We have a calming blend, a restful blend, a comforting blend, a renewing blend. There's so many good calming blends. Roman chamomile, petitgrain, lots of really good options for calming. And then topically, if you want to use very diluted, the anti-aging blend is actually really good for the trachea. And so that you would just dilute. It's not diluted, and it comes in a roller bottle, but you need to take it out of the roller bottle, take 4 or 5 drops out of the roller bottle, and then put it in fractionated coconut oil and roll it over that trachea 2, 3, 4 times a day to do that. Stacy says, when's your next certification course after the July one? The next one is in October. We already have people signing up for that, Stacy. So be sure to register for that right now if you want to get in on that one. We haven't gotten next year's figured out yet. We'll probably do one in January for sure. So we'll probably put that one on the calendar very soon as well, if the beginning of the year is a little bit easier for you. Bailey says, my dog has dry spots on his front elbows that always scab. What can I do to help it? So I would use, an all natural healing salve. And so the best way to do that is you can do like 8 ounces of coconut oil, like the solid coconut oil, cold press, unrefined, 1.5 ounces of beeswax. And then you can melt that in like a double boiler. And then as it's cooling, put in some healing oils. So like the helichrysum, frankincense, copaiba, geranium, cedarwood, all these are really, really good for the skin. Myrrh is excellent for the skin. So you can kind of see which ones your dogs likes the smell of, and then just use those ones in there. Alicia, what can you use on a dog with chin acne? So you would need to clean the area really well, and you need to do that after every meal. So just like we have to wash our face twice a day, washing your dog's face that gets chin acne is really important. The other thing is making sure that they are not fed in a plastic bowl. So making sure that it's a wide bowl instead of a deep bowl, a wide bowl or like a plate. And something that's ceramic or stainless steel that is cleaned after each feeding, cleaned like with with soap and water, and dried really well is really important. And then cleaning the area, you can clean it there's a lot of different products out there. And then after it's clean and dry, make sure you can use a microfiber cloth on it to make sure it's clean and dry. And then you can apply oils, and geranium and myrrh seem to work really, really well for that. Janie, do you have a recommendation for kissing spine? This is in horses where the dorsal spinous processes are rubbing together, causes some pain and inflammation. And so that is, the best thing for that is there are some exercises that you can do. You can Google search for those or ask your regular veterinarian on those. And then making sure that your saddle fit is correct. And you can sometimes do surgery on these guys. As far as like the discomfort, you can certainly use our you can use our massage blend or the renewing blend. Or the, wintergreen works really well for these. Siberian fir, frankincense, copaiba, lemongrass, all really good options for that particular situation. Sorry, guys. Let me grab a sip of water. Oh, we've been going 15 minutes. I'll answer a couple more questions. And then I need to go. All right, Tina. That's my cat's name. So we have to answer Tina's question. Are there any oils that can help with the vestibular disorder? My older dog started experiencing it today. We're away from home on vacation. So the best thing is the grounding blend topically, and then any calming oils. Sometimes they need some anti-nausea oils to help with the nausea. So ginger, the digestive blend can sometimes help with that. But the grounding blend topically several times a day seems to be the best thing that helps with that. All right. Cindy, we'll end with yours. Well, we'll do Carrie's too. Cindy, I have a 2.5-year-old cat that loves to eat. What is a good cat food to give an overweight cat? So the best thing to do is to give less food. Don't follow the instructions on the bag. Usually those are incorrect calculations, believe it or not. But the best thing to give a cat is cats are obligate carnivores, and they do really, really well on a meat-only diet. Meat with, of course, added vitamins and essential amino acids and things like that. So what I recommend is for cats, and I've had so many cats just thrive on this, is Darwin's Pet Food. Darwin's Pet Food is a raw, pre-made food, and you can gently cook it at home if you're like, I don't want to do raw. You can gently cook it, and the coupon code, the absolute worst thing you can do for overweight cats is give them dry food. And the coupon code for that is EOVET. You use code EOVET at the Darwin's Pet Food website. You'll get a free some free stuff, and I think you'll get a trial at a discounted rate as well. So definitely check that out. That is my recommended food for cats. And then there was one other question that I saw. Yeah, Carrie says what to use on a horse wound from a horse getting cast in the stall, swollen leg, bad lacerations. So Carrie, if you didn't see the first aid webinar in the membership, I'd recommend you go watch that because there's some really good recipes in there that, I mean, you should probably just have those on hand if you have horses, because there are so many things that can go wrong with horses. We have stuff for hooves, stuff for wounds like this, and all sorts of things. But my basic recipe for this, for horses, large animals, cattle, and llamas, alpacas, sheep, and goats can have this one too, but mainly for horses, is 20 drops each of frankincense, myrrh, tea tree, lavender, and helichrysum. If you want to add in some copaiba, you can do that as well. 20 drops each of those in a 4-ounce spray bottle, topped off with fractionated coconut oil. If you use like a little fractionated coconut oil bottle like this, it's 4 ounces. You can actually just take off the top and take off the little thing here, put your oils in there, and then put a spray top on top. Works really well as an all-purpose wound spray that works really well for horses. Obviously, you wouldn't want to use that one for dogs and cats because it has tea tree oil in it, which we don't want to use with dogs and cats. But all right, so if you missed that webinar, make sure you go to essentialoilvet.com/members. Join there, and you can immediately watch the webinar, which is in the portal under webinars. So you can just click on webinars and watch that webinar. It's really good. Go check it out today, guys. And if you haven't signed up for the Animal Aromatherapy Specialist certification yet, whether you want to go in October or starting tomorrow, be sure to go to essentialoilvet.com/animal aromatherapy today, because we start tomorrow and the class will close tomorrow, today at midnight. So, all right, you guys, we kind of went a little long today, but some really good questions, and I was just having fun answering them. So I hope you don't mind that I answered more questions today. I don't think you did, but I will see you guys on next Sunday. Or if you're in the animal aromatherapy class, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.